Hey there Gemini, welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This one is for November 20th through to the 26th. So we'll jump on in and see what is on the cards for you. Now, just before I do jump in, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, you might want to think about dropping me a comment, and please do subscribe to my channel if you do enjoy these readings. That's what keeps them coming, because it's all engagement based here on YouTube. And when you do connect with my channel in one of those ways, you come into my energetic collective and it's so much easier for me to read for you. So that would be amazing. Personal readings and healings, you can book one of those using the first link down below. There's also links down there for my free Learn Tarot Quick Guide if you'd like to get started interpreting the cards for yourself. Or there's also my paid, more immersive online tarot journey, The Initiation, where I teach a full foundation in tarot and my signature reading process. So that is down there, as well as other links like my email newsletter, my karmic community, and also my Instagram account as well. I'm super active over there with content, and I will actually be going live on Instagram at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is 6 p.m. New York time. I'll be discussing a little bit more about myself and my journey and what brings one to be working in the psychic space after having another really significant career. So if you are interested, you might want to join me. You can head over to my Instagram. There's a post on my grid about that, which will give you a little bit more detail. It's the first time I've ever gone live actually and spoken about any of that, so that's going to be interesting. I'm leaning on into the challenge. Anyway, let's start this reading, Gemini, and the first card out is Surrender to the Divine. Well, that's what I'm doing with that live. You know, surrender to the divine, it's really this message to, yes, take the action with what you're trying to achieve, Gemini, but there's a lot to be said with letting go and letting God and allowing the magic to work in your life. And oftentimes we hold expectation about how the change should look, how the outcome should be. But we have to remember that the universe will bring us what is uniquely perfect for us, and we need to trust that process. So it's full moon energy. Something might be coming to completion, climax, or conclusion with that energy. Okay, let's draw you a major arcana. I have just the 22 big themes of the tarot here, and I've got the Hermit. Okay, Virgo energy coming through, and it's a deeply spiritual energy actually, and for me it's about seeking the path to deeper purpose. So maybe you've been reflecting or contemplating or meditating, you know, on, you know, wanting to step onto a new path or wanting some kind of change, whether it's a more purposeful career or whether, you know, you're not feeling connected, you might be feeling a little bit alone in your relationship. The Hermit says, well, look, essentially, Gemini, the answers are within you, and, you know, through seeking, you will find them. But I also feel that you're about to cross the threshold into the light. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you've made your decision, you're almost about to, and then you're going to take that action through surrendering to the divine to bring something to completion. All right. I'm going to pull you 4 cards, Gemini, from the Rider-Waite. I'll be clarifying as I go. Situational energies, the Two of Swords. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm feeling. There's a decision that you're wanting to make because you have landed at a natural sort of crossroads or stalemate, and you've been really seeking the answers. Okay, Queen of Cups is in the challenge position. And the advice is the Hierophant. Yeah, Taurus energy coming through. And I have the Three of Pentacles here. Interestingly, the Tower is showing itself. All right, so let's clarify as we go. So yeah, the Judgment card. So this situation is unfolding in one of your major towers or commitment. Like the Hierophant talks about our solid, stable. It can be our contracts and it can be our commitment. So yeah, there is the Three of Pentacles that may indicate for many of you this is around your workplace, the work group that you're associated with. For others of you, you know, it could be around property, real estate contract as well. For some of you, it will be around your high commitment marriage. Now, it feels like you are at crossroads in that, you know, in that commitment, and it really is about the fact that I don't know if it's aligning with the version of yourself that you have evolved into, Gemini. So, you know, we sign up for commitments and contracts at the time of our life where generally they will feel like a vibrational match and it feels like the right decision. And it probably was. But we go through a lot of changes. We go through priority shifts and life happens. Now, we're always going to grow apart and together with situations in our lives, but in some situations, we just veer off in our own direction. And maybe there has been an awakening, right? The Judgment card's called Awakening in this deck. And, you know, you've realized that this isn't maybe what you want for your future. So you're being asked to surrender to the divine rather than maybe pushing and fighting and struggling to try and, you know, align to something that just isn't a vibrational or frequency match for you. So you've arrived at the Two of Swords, you're at the crossroads, and you're trying to make this decision. If you haven't gone through your hermit journey yet, you are being asked to take some time to go within, to reflect, because you already have the answer within you, but you might be trying to bargain with yourself. Well, if I do this instead, if I just give it more time, you know, if I try that. I'm unsure about that because I think we're dealing in energetics that have shifted. So go within. If you add the layers of what your heart wants through emotional intelligence, what your intuition is telling you, I think you get a different answer than if you just logic your way through this. So Judgment is making that final call. It's a last call in this situation that asks you, are you going around for another cycle here, Gemini? And you absolutely can because you've got free will. But do be mindful you will experience more of the same energy unless there's dramatic work of transformation on all parties' parts here. Or is it time to move this along to the final major arcana that comes after Judgment, which is the World, and that actually talks about a profound, significant cycle in your life closing. Like this could be a 10-year or 20-year cycle that's closing, and it might not be that you've been at that job or that relationship for that amount of time, but if you look back, take a moment now just to think back to the other relationships or jobs that came before the one that you're in. I bet it held a similar pattern, right? Because that was the version of you. But you're graduating spiritually from that now, and that will require a different match, a different fit for you. So you're ending a really significant cycle, and it has got to the point where it feels like it's kind of holding you back or sort of keeping you maybe playing smaller than what you are. You know, for some of you, I mean, there's levels. For some of you, it could have actually gone toxic as well. But really, you're being called to liberate. And I think you're probably getting signs as well. Might be seeing angel numbers or, you know, song lyrics or number plates that you just happen, you know, in your path, maybe sort of giving you subliminal messages as well. So the Queen of Cups is in the challenge position. Now, this is an interesting one. It comes, oh, there goes the Tower. It did want to come through, didn't it? Remember we finished the Rider-Waite on the Tower. Let's put it there so we can see it a little bit better. Now, I feel that the Queen of Cups in the challenge is possibly your compassion or empathy. You might feel bad for exiting out of this. What will they do without me? I'm irreplaceable. Or, you know, I've got obligations here. I've committed to this. I gave my word for this. But things change, right? And it is great to have compassion, but not to the point that we become the martyr for our own happiness. And, you know, that is sort of what I'm feeling here with that. Now, also the Queen of Cups is a huge energy of heart and intuition, and you might be blocking that and trying to, like I said, logic your way through it with the pros and cons. And every time you do that list, it adds up, oh, you should stay here. You're getting paid well. You've got the golden handcuffs on, right? Or, you know, in the marriage, you know, well, we financially committed and I said till death do us apart. You know what I mean. So sometimes that can backfire on us, that energy. So you're actually being asked to rise into emotional intelligence and make a heartfelt decision here. Let's see if the Lovers shows up, which is one of those heartfelt choice cards. But it does come through with the Tower, and, you know, the Tower in the challenge position is resistance to dismantling a situation that is no longer in alignment, not a fit for us. But what we need to acknowledge, Gemini, is the foundation and digging into that. And if we come back to foundation, and foundation for me, especially in light of the Hierophant, is values, future vision, and lifestyle. Does this situation line up for you in those 3 areas? Like your values, if this is work, I'm just going to use that as an example. It could be, well, it supports work-life balance. There's pathways to progression. I genuinely love what I do. You know, vision, this is taking me and supporting me with my future goals and where I want to go in life and career. And lifestyle, you know, I genuinely enjoy this. I've got colleagueships here. You know, I've got that work-life balance. It bends and flexes with me. If we've got those things in place and we can work the same process for a relationship, then generally the foundation is firm enough to build on, and then it just comes down to the daily navigating through, you know, the inevitable triggers and challenges that will come up, as well as celebrating the good times. But I feel with the Tower showing up in the challenge position, Gemini, that one of those foundational factors is off. Okay, now you need to decide, can that be worked on? Or if not, it really is time to consciously dismantle the Tower. Like, we don't have to wait until there's an event that it implodes. We can consciously dismantle towers. And I think with the Hermit energy here, you're being asked to surrender to the process that your intuition is telling you. Otherwise, we can patch up our tower, we can give it another paint job, we can dress it up differently, but essentially we're on the same foundation. And that's why the Tower is one of the biggest cards of alignment, realignment in the tarot, because it shows us, you know, it shows us where it's shaky. So the Hierophant is in the advice with the 3 of Pentacles. All right, okay, interestingly. And the thing about the Hierophant is it talks about going your own way and the critical turning point or change point where we might be challenging tradition and challenging structure and challenging system and hierarchy. And often it talks about challenging societal ideals or, you know, ancestral ideals of what might have been passed down to us, or how we were influenced by our parents or our peers or society. Like, you should have this really good job, this status, this mortgage, this partner by X time in your life, and if you haven't, you're a failure. You know what I mean? So I feel that this is a call to really review what you have here and whether it's lining up and whether it might be time for you to go your own way and potentially 3 of Pentacles, you know, rebuild. Like, if the Tower is coming down, the 3 of Pentacles is a building energy of laying a new foundation, you know, inviting in the right people, places, resources to, you know, to do that. So yeah, I feel like, well, let's just clarify that 3 of Pentacles and the outcome. Yeah, look at this, 9 of Pentacles. I think for many of you, this is in your work career journey. What I have at the end of this reading is the Knight of Wands. It's a moving on energy towards new territory, and it's actually an independent energy. So is the Hermit. So it's like, if you're part of a work team, you might be called to be going out on your own, whether that's an entrepreneurial journey, whether that's just exiting out of this, or whether that's becoming a consultant or a contractor. You know, if this does pertain to relationship for you, it might say that in this moment in time in your life, the focus is on your self-development and spiritual journey, and that is best taken solo at this point, because this is a block for that. The Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy, makes me feel that by December, or Sagittarian season, which literally we cross over into this week, you know, into the end of December, we should be moving forward, or at least planning for that, or gathering the resources to execute on that plan. And I feel like that gets you back to where you feel inspired again, lit up and creative. And the 9 of Pentacles says that the real sort of health, wealth, vitality that you're wanting to achieve is found, you know, in that new direction, and potentially within a new group, new organization, or maybe a smaller, you know, a smaller team, or possibly even independent path here. Surrender to the divine. It's time to come out of the cave and take action on that decision. I think you're consciously dismantling a tower, and this is the end of a significant chapter in your life. So Gemini, I will leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like a personal reading or healing to tune into your specific circumstances, please do follow the first link down below to my website. There's other links down there for you as well. And if you are interested in me going live and talking about journey to purpose. And I mean, any other questions that come up, I don't know quite where the conversation's going to go, and there might be the possibility of pulling some cards and answering some questions at the end. We got to see how it plays out. I'm going to surrender to the divine. I'd love to have you with me, so you can check that out on my Instagram. Just wishing you all the love and magic. Do take care. Bye for now.